So we're gonna have to do this the whole video over again because I didn't leave eye tracking on the A7 IV, and it just focused on this mic the entire time. So what we're gonna do is this. We're actually gonna be building this camera, well, deconstructing this camera backwards so I can show you all my cinema rig. It's already put together because I've already done the video on it. It speaks so much so like I actually forgot my battery over there, so hold on. Now originally I had turned off eye tracking stuff so I could show you all stuff like in front of the camera, like using autofocus, but it's working just perfectly fine now. So this whole video is being shot in standard picture profile because the color science of Sony cameras actually are pretty good. So if you all want to know if you can actually shoot YouTube videos without actually like doing S-Log3, S-Cinetone, all that, standard picture profile looks great. I don't have to do no saturation, nothing like that. It's straight out of camera. So let's get to it. Deconstructing my A7S III build. Now, everything I discuss will be linked down in the description below so you can, checking everything out. And I will give you reasons on why I bought everything and like what it does, the functionality and all that. So here we go. So first off, here is the A7S III build out, right? Here is a completely assembled, ready to go, right? Like just so you can see everything works. Let's go ahead and power everything. You should have saw the Highlands Mars 400S come on. Then now we're powering on the Ninja V, as you all can see, it works. Turn on the A7S III, and now you should see a picture. Well, you should see the map box, if you will. So let's break this thing down. First thing first, we're gonna take off the battery, all right? So let's go ahead and shut all this off. There's actually a switch here on this V-mount plate here. I'm gonna make sure I give you all a close-up of that. But there's a switch here for you to power everything off. So maybe you don't need to sit there and run the battery all the time so you don't like drain your battery. You flip a switch, shuts the power off. I love that. So you hit the button on the V-mount plate, takes the battery off. This is the 10,400 milliamp hour battery for newer. This thing here, now you probably can't get it for the same price that I got it for, but this thing here was only 83 bucks. And I know some people are like, man, why you need this big ass, battery for this low ass camera? But again, I got it for $83 and it lasted me. I was shooting at Google the other day, right? I was shooting at Google. It lasted me 6 hours, like straight. Continuous shooting, powering the Ninja V while recording and recording the A7S III as well. And I only dropped like two dots. Actually 1 dot, because when I got the battery, it wasn't even fully charged at 3 dots. So I only dropped 1 dot on this huge battery here, and it comes with the USB, a USB-C out volt, which comes at 5 volts. If you wanted to power something else through this, you definitely can. Has a D-tap here, and that's it. So you only got two power slots essentially for this D-tap, or for this V-mount battery. So V-mount battery is off. Next, let's unplug this. Something very simple, but this little USB-C cable, you wanna make sure you get the right USB-C cable to plug into your A7S III, because not all USB-C cables are made equally, so I'll make sure I link down in the description the right one that you can get, the one I use, in which I didn't drop a single percentage while using this with this setup in my actual internal battery. And that's because I would never just solely rely on, unless it's like the Ninja V, but like for my internal battery, for the battery in my camera, I would never solely rely on just like the V-mount battery power alone, because if something was to go wrong, I don't want that thing being the only thing that's charging my camera. Like I think that's just a bad idea. I think I'll clip it a little bit. These highlights getting a little hot. Okay, that's better. Okay, so that's done. Next, we have a USB 3.0 cable attached to the Highland Mars 400S Pro. Now, I just had this powered up so you all could just see the camera, right? See me, that you can actually power this through this V-mount plate and everything. But to be real, on most of my productions, I don't even need to bring this out. I bought this for one production, used it one time, and haven't used it since. But drinking that goddamn YouTube's Kool-Aid, the YouTuber Kool-Aid, and you think you just missing out on some shit that you really don't need. I bought it, but I got it for a deal, so I ain't mad. I ain't paid full price for it. Let's disconnect this, and I'll push you all out back just a little bit more so you can see the actual whole setup, right? So next, we're gonna take off this here, the V-mount plate itself. Now, again, why I like this V-mount plate is because, one, it has a switch that you can actually click on to give power, right? Then it has a power delivery USB-C and a USB-A, and it has D-tap, have volts here, so if I have other accessories I end up plugging them in the future, I can do that. But like I said, I love the fact that I can kill power to this thing when I don't need it, and it charges my A7S III perfectly fine. It has power indicators to let me know what's being powered, if it's being power delivery or just if I'm running power to it at all. So this here, definitely clutch. Now I haven't tested this out. Well, I tried to, but the thing is, I don't know if it was charging. This plate here was like 130 bucks, and supposedly you can actually charge your V-mount battery through it. I'll do a review on this in the future. It's called the Core Taco or Core Taku. That's the name of it there. I don't know if it was charging or not, to be honest. I just went ahead and bought me a D-Tap battery charger for sure, and lets me know I have a charging indicator on it. This here, it was just blinking, so I'm like, I don't know if it's charging or not, and I need to make sure this motherfucker's gonna be working. So yeah, that's that. To the side. Next, let's take off the K3M adapter. Now, this is crazy to me. Now, here's the thing. Every person I've seen build a Sony A7siii cinema rig always talk about how it's a cinema rig, but don't have cinema audio. Like, to me, you using a Deity D3 Pro mic, don't get me wrong, it's great audio. I'm using it now, it's perfectly fine, right? But the problem is, in any professional setting, you want XLR audio. So I don't understand how you're not using XLR audio for your cinema build. You have cinema rigs, Nucleus Nanos, and all that extra shit, but you won't have professional audio. K3M adapter, I already done a review on that. You can check that up here somewhere. But this thing, best investment I made for the Sony A7siii, easily. You can either use the Roll Riders Go, and I typically had a Roll Riders Go 2 connected to this small rig handle, which is designed specifically for the K3M adapter, or the Panasonic XLR adapter. I usually sit it right here in this slot, and I put the Roll Riders Go 2 in here, and that's used for my backup scratch audio. So my talent has on a live, I'm getting a live. I have the Tascam X8 for my actual professional interview audio because it has 32-bit float, and then my scratch audio is coming through an XLR shotgun mic. You feel what I'm saying? Like, tough. Deassemble this. Disassemble. I said deassemble. Disassemble this. Okay. Next, I'm gonna disassemble the monitor itself with the handle. So here's two cables. I usually have like HDMI right angle cables. I didn't have them for one and the other, but I usually typically use this with my A7S3. Like I said, I rarely use the 400S Pro, so this straight angle cable is just fine. But yeah. And attached to that was a magic arm. The magic arm was holding a 400S Pro, right? This little thing here. I got this thing for free. If I can find it, I'll link it down in the description, but like I'll link it down in the description somewhere below. But I've had this thing for years. It came in handy, some shit you just found in your box, and it works. Let's deconstruct disassemble this Ninja V, right? Now, Ninja V has a Condor Blue cable, DC to D-Tap, which goes directly into this thing here. And we have a digital photo, little monitor mount, if you will. This little thing right here, right? Works just fine. I'm not buying Angelbird SSD. They cost too much money. Like, I've been getting them SanDisk SSDs, and they work perfectly fine. I don't use ProRes RAW, but it does work for ProRes RAW. But for the times I do use this ProRes H2, like HQ422, all that, this gets the job done. So 1 terabyte works perfectly fine. And then the Condor Blue cable, you know, it's a little scratchy thing, so I want myself to kind of be neat, right? And it's obviously attached to the Ninja V dummy battery. Comes with the Ninja V though, like nothing extra. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, like I want to use the original stuff when possible with my camera because it's an original for a reason. I want to, you know what I'm saying? So there we go. Now let's go ahead and take off the top handle. As you all can see, we're getting down to the bare bones here. Let's go ahead and take off this top handle, which again, the top handle comes with, most small rig appliances comes with the Allen key to take it off. And on top of that, it collapses. See? This was a clutch build for smart rig, real talk. Like this was it. I'm with that 100%. Next, we're gonna take off the small rig matte box. Yeah, everything, like this video is not sponsored by a small rig, but I got a lot of that shit on my camera. Simple, very, you know what I'm saying? I low key ain't gonna lie, I want a bigger one, but it does accept like 4x5 filters. So if I wanna put up filters in here, I can. But I bought this one specifically because you can actually still use screw-on filters, which you will see, I use Black Pro Mist filters on all my cameras. Just a 1/8 strengths, but as you all can see, right? Comes like a little thing you can screw in, and this is a 67 mil, so I can just screw it right onto my Tamron lens. unscrew from this. And here you see the threads in there, right? So yeah, works very well with step up rings and everything like that. So yeah, so now we're getting down to the bare bones here. Next, now I love this. I talked about this in a video before, at least I think I have, but I love this side handle for the A7S III. Again, small rig as well, but I love the FX6 side handle so much. I wanted something like that for my A7S III, and I wanted to put on the right-hand side because when I'm shooting, I'm typically shooting like this. I know a lot of people put it on the left-hand side, but for me, I'm a right-handed person, so when I'm shooting, if I need to make adjustments, I can do that by just clicking of a button. And it's very comfortable. So it has a NATO rail attached to it. So I want to just take that off, hit that button, slide right off. And here you can look inside. You can see that little button I was talking about. See? Clutch. Now, everything I use is Manfrotto based anyway. Let me make sure I put this little piece back on. If you all have lost this little thing that goes on top of your shoe mount, your cold shoe mount, your A7S III or any of your Sony cameras, leave that on. That is to protect the electrical units of your camera to make it more weather sealed. That's how some people get their stuff damaged. I do not take that off my camera unless I'm using this. It's the only time I take it off, but I never lose it. So I'm gonna take this off of the everything as you can see here is Manfrotto base. So this is the plate for my Manfrotto tripod, and then this is the Manfrotto base plate here as well when I'm gonna use it on my RS2 or my my tripods in general. And then with this is a Camvate. I make sure, like I said, everything will be listed in the description below, but this is a Camvate Manfrotto mounting plate, and I like this because you can like pull it out when you want to make adjustments. So like if it's something that's blocking it, you can pull it out, readjust it, and then unloosen it. So let me show you something kind of hard to do behind camera. Unloosen, pull it back out, unloosen, pull it back out. And then I don't take this off, so there's no point in me breaking that down, but it is attached to, we have small rigs 15 mil rod sets attached to the nicey rig. You all can see that, right? And that's it. That's it, bro. Like we broke down the camera. Let me just show you what all of this looks like now, deconstructed. This is everything. Everything we just took apart. Now I'm not, man, y'all close as hell. Back up, man. Now I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like that is a lot of stuff to like deconstruct to using y'all, y'all sets, professional sets and whatnot. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. Like I don't want my clients to feel like their cameras can be bought or used by like one of their homies, because they can be like, damn, why pay all that money if I could just sit there? I got a buddy who got a camera similar to that. Like, nah. When you see my shit, I want you to be like, damn, like I spent $1,000 with this dude for very good reasons. And this setup to me shows that. Like this is a dope setup. I know you all like, man, at this point it's about a cinema camera. Listen, I ain't trying to drop $5,000 to $6,000 on a cinema camera. After tax, it's probably like $6,500 for FX6. You already know how I feel about the FX6. I'll link that up here too as well. But I don't feel the need to buy that when I feel like, at least for what I do, this gets the job done. You know what I'm saying? I buy remember this, man. And I want y'all to, if y'all don't remember nothing else from this video, remember this. Buy your gear and what you do for your clients, not for your peers. Your peers are not the ones paying you. Your clients are. That being said, I'm out, man. Deuces.